So today we have in the studio, we have Mr. Sewankambo Isma. Yeah, he's a very prominent Forex trader here in Uganda. He's a man who has mentored and taught so many people here in Uganda and even in other countries. He has done so much for the Forex community in Uganda, and I couldn't be happier to have him on the show today. Yeah, so Mr. Isma,
yes,
it's good to have you on the show.
Privileged and humbled, Mr. Makune. So happy.
So we would like to know, how did you start out in Forex trading? How did you discover this activity, this economic activity? How did you discover Forex trading? How did it start? What were the challenges you faced, and how did you come to embrace it?
Okay. Thanks for the question. Well, it all starts in Wandegeya, surprisingly.
Wandegeya.
Oh, yeah. Kubitala.
Okay.
Hope you know that place.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a person who likes computer.
Okay.
My passion is actually surfing. I like more surfing. I like computing, in other words. Well, as I studied from Ndeje University, and I used to stay in Kawempe with my grandma. And you know, when you're from Ndeje and you're approximating to Kawempe, yes, there is that you pass via Kubitala.
Yes, you need to pass through one day.
Yeah. Now, I used to pass there in Itaku every day. And I used to, so alongside, there is a certain bank where I used to see a guy who used to put on a cap on his laptop. And I used to wonder, that is it really possible for someone to make money using their laptop? Yes, after all, if there is one, probably they could be programming, they could be, hacking, something of the sort. And I desired so much, of course, earning from the internet using my laptop. Now, as I was at campus, I have a friend. My friend is called Dean, and we were very close friends. And there is that one day when Dean came with his laptop, and it's like, we used to do a lot of research. You see, in IT, I did IT. We used to do a lot of research. So there's that day when he comes at the balcony. I remember we were at the balcony. He comes with his laptop. Man, you see, I've made $50. I was like, man, what's the whole thing? All I could see were basically candles. I was like, man, can you really teach me how to do these things? Was like, no, man, these things are not for you. He shut the laptop. I was like, man, when will you ever teach me how to do these things? I was like, no, I can't teach you. Anyway, we shall have time, then I teach you. But of course, you have, it's quite difficult and complex, of course, due to the charts, the graphs. I used to see the moving averages. By then, I didn't know what moving averages were. I didn't know what candles were, and probably, the whole thing, of course, when the whole chart is new to you. Yeah. Now, we reached that point, then I finished campus. And then, of course, I'm like, man, can you teach me? It's like, yes. Of course, he was training some other guys. I was like, man, yeah, it's okay, you can come as you train with these guys. Then, I started the training with him, of course, with the other guys. Of course, as we reached Amidis, the training was like, man, you guys, why don't you catch up? Because you're not speaking. Can you please put in all that is, required for you to learn? Then, of course, I tried my level best. I had to prove this guy wrong, that I can do this to my best. Then, I tried, I did extensive research. I remember going home and used not to sleep, but going for extension. And my sister was like, man, what are you doing all day? You spend sleepless nights, you are on your laptop. I used to have a small laptop. Then, of course, I learned so much. After a year, Nile One Academy guys called me. Of course, I trained some other guys. Of course, I had a lot of information on me because I bought books, I went for videos, I went for online courses. I also went for a mentorship from this friend of mine and forth. I did extensive research. I put in a lot, honestly, to at least. I reached to the point whereby I formulated my own course outline that if someone is really going to learn this, because firstly, in life, I wanted to be popular. So I thought, actually I told it to my assistant. I was like, I want to be popular. and I want to be popular via YouTube, of course. Then, before Forex, I started with motivation speeches. Like I could download motivation speeches for various motivation speakers.
Okay.
I was like, man, I think this is the mode that can at least disclose me to the world. Then when I got into Forex, I was like, man, now this is the best time, this is the right time for me to go into the public, at least for the public to know me. That's why I'm at least trying my level best to post each and everything that I know on social media, on YouTube, such that at least people learn and also accomplish with my desire of being at least disclosed to each and every person, like each and every person knows me.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I reached at that point, I was there and some guy came to me. He was a friend. Actually, I told her she was a friend. She was a friend. She came to me, she's like, man, there is an academy and they're looking out for tutors. Can you really do tutoring, you know, or at a big level, like at an advanced level where guys can sit and you train? I was like, yes, I can do that, because remember, I generated my course outline. Then I go to Nile One Academy. Of course, I knew everything. I knew, you know, I knew how to deliver. I knew everything. Okay, I knew the deposits, the withdrawal. Actually, the first day I went into the classes, into classes, I traded and deposited. Okay. Then we deposited, we traded, and then we withdrew. The guys were like, yeah, this thing really works out. This thing really works out. Because there are so many people out there that don't believe in these things.
Yeah, yes.
So my journey starts, I start working with Nile One Academy. Nile One Academy develops. Of course, I meet so many people, I train so many people, and really guys we are making money out of my trainings. And I remember a time going in for classes, and I find guys, you know, having bought themselves drink, what, you know. They're like, man, what? I was like, why are you, what's happening? Who is making the room crazy? I'm like, man, we made some money, so we're enjoying the money. And because I told them, when you make money, at least please try and share.
Yeah.
So after working with Nile One Academy, then I proceed on and started working with Pure Fintech Academy, where I also get so many students. Okay, that's my first achievement. Are the people that I've taught, okay, and that are really making money out of this, okay. And it has really changed their lives, okay. It has really changed their lives, and I meet so many people, and they're like, you know what, Isma, I really like what you're doing, I really believe in you, and please keep it up. So that's my first achievement. Secondly, my second achievement has been meeting so many people as well. I've met so many people, okay, and I've learned from them, they have learned from me. So that's the second achievement, okay. Then as I proceed on with Pure Fintech Academy, I had a thought in my mind. I was like, because before I started working with all these guys, I wanted to come up with my own company. I wanted to be me, okay? So I was like, one time, I have this idea, and I'll implement it. I'll implement it. So as I was at Pure Fintech, I was like, why don't I implement my dream and start up my own thing, fxkampala?
Yeah.
Then that's where fxkampala comes in. Of course, I looked out for the most appropriate name, you know, that can at least relate Uganda into the world of Forex. Yeah. The short term of Forex, FX, and then Kampala relating to Uganda. So that's where fxkampala starts. So I started fxkampala. Of course, I had people, okay, because I used to meet a lot of people. I've taught both young and elderly, okay. I've taught doctors, I've taught lawyers, I've taught MPs, I've taught, like, at least in my, because I've been trading for the past 3.5 years now, but at least I've tried my level best to share the little knowledge that I had. In the due course of sharing this knowledge, I've at least been in position to also, you know, get to learn so many other things.
And so, what would you like to tell the people let's say, I don't call it my generation, but it's starting to look like that. Yeah, okay, like people. Personally, I think I started doing Forex. It's been about coming to 11 years.
Wow,
Yeah, it's been, from the dark ages where I think if people are skeptical about it right now, back then it was more than being skeptical. It was a taboo, to do something like that. But what do you have to tell them? Yeah, now that I think it's out in the open. Yeah, I think being skeptical about it is no longer something that is being skeptical is now not. I don't think it's the mindset of many people. Yeah, it is something that is there. It's being done in so many countries, everywhere. Anyone who surfs on the net, you go to YouTube, Facebook, wherever, there are adverts with Forex brokers and all these other instruments that are out there. So basically, it's the business of the time right now. Yeah. So for those who are okay, I understand why people are skeptical. Yeah, there is the fact of making losses. Yeah, obviously, by being a trader, you've made a number of losses. Yeah. But the loss I want to discuss with you is that first loss. You see, when you study Forex, the prospects are quite big. Yeah, the money you can make is quite big. The dreams are very, very big. So the investment that you put in initially, it matches those expectations that you have. Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, every trader loses that first investment. Yeah? Either very quickly or it's a slow death. Yeah? It is something very painful. So, how was your experience with that scenario, and how did you overcome it, and how did you manage to even stay in the game and push harder after such a loss?
John, for that, actually, it's honestly that every person or every time you deposit, your first deposit is always lost. Believe you me, it's always lost. And I lost the money. I remember I was trading with a certain brokerage, and I suddenly deposited. Of course, also depositing was an issue by that time, of course, withdrawals were issues, then I went through a lot, of course, and then finally I deposited. But then I traded because, of course, I first made money because I was putting in big lots, of course, with lacking discipline, consistency, without good money management or good psychology, and I used to put in big lots, okay, and then I made money, but finally lost it, just like the other traders. So I felt so bad, but still within me, I thought with persistency, okay, and consistency, you will always win. So what I actually looked for, okay, was like, yes, if I've lost this money, I need to look out for other avenues of how I can make money for me to fund my account again, to practice again, because it's a normal factor here in Uganda. Yes. The reason as to why most people never move from point A to point B, it's because they lack capital.
Yeah.
Because however, how many times you trade on a demo, you will never get that, experience of trading on a live account. Okay.
That is true.
Again, you can't learn on a demo account, and still you can't learn when you're actually still trading $10, $20 on that money, because you don't have the good experience out of the market. Okay. The risk, you can't risk the market as you're actually supposed to, because you're having quite less, okay? Meaning that you have to risk a lot, and which would be small on a big account, okay? Hence, resisting you or barring you from being or from moving from point A to point B. Yeah. Now, when I lost that money, I was like, how can I get more money? That's when I resort into training, because I looked at Forex, whereby everyone was like, I'm trading for people, which apparently I don't encourage, unless if it is organized at that level. So every person was like, I'm trading either on my own or I'm trading for someone. Yes. Then I'm like, because most of the highest percentage I actually met, the people I met, were more of trading by themselves or trading for the other people. So I'm like, there is something that is being left out. Okay, we still have other guys. We still have generations. We still have those people that can't actually trade, but they need how to trade. So I'm like, why don't I resort into trading? Okay, into training. Okay, people how to trade. I generate income also for myself, but also adding more onto myself to be in position to trade, but still at the same point adding onto myself.
Yeah.
So I started training. I remember I started trading a certain lady whom I will not disclose. She liked the way I used to deliver, and then after all that, she also recommended a son as well. She gave me a son also to trade. So I traded that money, but I also still lost that money. Then I realized there was something that was lacking. Yeah. Okay, and that was more information. Okay, more reading. Okay, and finding my strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. So I went further still into extensive research till when I was in position. I realized I was missing out on money management, risk management, which is an important component of trading that I had left or I had forgotten. So after going through money management, of course, it's not quite easy, just like the way you can say. Of course, you know, there is the trading system carries 10%, money management carries 30%, trading psychology carries 60%. You know, with trading psychology, all you need is, you know, to overcome fear, grade, and you know, it seems easy, but it's not as it is.
You have to change who you are.
Yeah.
In order to succeed.
Yeah. So my own solution for the problem of losing money was to get the source of where to get that money. However, it was a bad situation. I really didn't like it. It was quite challenging that time. Yes. Please, I tell each one of you that is trading, okay, and they are starting to trade, please don't give up. Okay? Don't give up. Okay? Yeah. You have to persist. You have to, you know, for you to get something out of life, you have to be disciplined, okay, and secondly, consistent. Please consist. At the end of the day, you get the fruits out of trading.
So about you know, the trading psychology and money management. Yeah. Maybe one important thing to talk about is the possibilities. Yeah, the possibilities that lie within forex trading.
Well, the success, I've achieved the success, okay, and though it has been quite challenging, okay, at the beginning level, just like the replication model of the other businesses. Well, apparently, what I consider success to me may not be to any other person. Okay. One, I've changed people's lives through forex and trading, okay, and I've met a lot of people. That is my success. Me changing someone's life is my first success. Okay. I don't care what they give to me or what, you know, what I do have, okay, out of these people, but at least if I can change someone's life, it's my first success. Secondly, the other success is actually meeting so many people, okay? People like Marcelino, Mr. Marcelino. I've met quite a lot of people. I've met MPs, I've met ministers, I've met lawyers, I've met, at this age of mine, okay? I've at least had a chance being in front of a lawyer, okay? I've been quite, I've been in front of doctors, I've been MPs and forth. So to me, that's a success. However, I've had quite a lot of achievements, okay? From Forex, that is fxkampala, okay? I've had quite a lot of success, but to me, that's the most successful success that I've achieved.
Okay. So we're going to be looking at employment in the financial markets, employment in trading Forex, trading stocks, indices, precious metals, basically all the CFDs that are available right now. And Coinbase has just joined Wall Street, so cryptocurrencies have become a major component in the financial markets. Yeah, so let's look at how you can find employment here in Uganda to find employment in trading Forex, and you make money and survive. Yeah? You basically survive, yeah? Because there are no jobs. The coronavirus has decimated the country. Even those who have jobs may not be getting payment. It's the situation is really bad. But there's a lot of money in the Forex market. A lot of money. Yeah? The money we haven't yet made, the money we are making, the money we spend. Every country is within the Forex market, and any country that has a chart in this on MetaTrader 4, every Forex pair, if your currency is within those pairs, then your money is in that market. So if you're a trader, whatever money you make, you're going to be withdrawing it from all of these banks combined and all of these countries combined. So there is too much money in the Forex market, and it's a money market anyway. So if you start trading, you're going to get money out of it. And, Mr. Sewankambo, Isma has just told us how he has taught people, and they have traded, they have made money, they are doing well. You've just looked at him; he's doing well as well. Yeah, it's a really good activity to do. And yeah, I think the way we normally look at jobs here is you have to go somewhere, get employed, present your CV, then have a job, start reporting from 8 to 8, something like that. Yeah, but a job is something that gets you money. Yeah, and this can get you money. Yeah, so Isma,
Yes,
in your own perception, at what level of education can someone start trading? Yes, can just from the way you've experienced it, how young? Okay, let's not put age in it. If you watch YouTube videos, some kids who are 10 years old are already trading.
True.
But for us here in Uganda, for the purposes of bringing down this whole issue of unemployment here in Uganda, what level of education must someone have in order to start? Some baby steps. What level of education should someone be at?
Well, that question is quite challenging. However, I'm humbled for the question. Well, it depends, I would say. Because when you look at markets, especially the Forex market, we have various ways of how we actually do conduct it.
Yeah.
Okay? One, you can do Forex, okay, basing on fundamental analysis or looking at the fundamental bit of it, looking at it in the fundamental context bit of it. And then there is also the technical bit of it. Yeah. Now, that also differs at the level of education one has to acquire to do this, depending on the appropriate context.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to technical analysis, I believe if you know English, okay,
yes,
then I think you can do technical analysis, because this involves looking basically at the charts, study them, okay, have a decision, okay, on whether to buy the market or sell the market based on to market reaction. Because when you're trading, you have the decision, of whether to buy or sell, but you have no control over the market reaction. Yeah. So you basically need to, analyze the charts and forth. So for that, you don't need quite an advanced level of acquisition. But I think if you at least know some English, you can do technical analysis. Because the business that we are doing is foreign. It's not local. It's not here, actually. Yes. So you need some bit of English. Yeah. And if you also have the basics of computing, then you can as well do technicals. So I think the most appropriate level would be senior one for the technical bit of it. Okay. However, for the fundamental bit of it, you need senior 6, because this is when you're going to look at how apparently different economies are standing. Okay, you need to look at their employment rate. You need to look at this CCI. You need to look at the interest rates. You need to look at their inflation and forth. So if you pose such a question, okay, if you're actually training someone, basically looking at inflation of various different economies, then this person will literally ask, what's the whole thing of, interest rate? I don't get it. So I think for the issue of fundamental analysis, it's better to have reached at least Form 6.
Okay. Yeah, so that issue of, okay, it makes sense. Yeah, in order to understand inflation rates and imports and exports and how they affect countries, yes, you need some knowledge from our economics classes, which people might not study in commerce. Yeah, in commerce I think is senior 1 to senior 4. Then senior 5 and senior 6, there is economics, of which some people don't even do it. Yeah, it's yeah, but
Of course,
yes,
you get. I don't know how it comes to be, but at least in a due course, somewhere, somehow, you get to know about these things. At least when you reach by senior 6, you at least know something related onto this.
somehow, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, now putting that into the perspective of if someone were to have a job today, yeah, there's some guy out there, unemployed. He has been applying for jobs in so many places, and you know, there is no luck. Or someone who got a job is getting paid, but all the money is going in transport, airtime. Yeah? Then when there is stress at work, obviously when there's stress at work, you have to go somewhere and have a good time. Yeah? So all the salary disappears in that kind of situation. Yeah? But with this kind of first of all, grasping the concept of self-employment in this category, where someone has to wake up and take it seriously like a job. Yeah, you have to do analysis in the morning, basically the whole day. Yeah, you watch the economic calendar as all these events come out, as you're watching the chart. Basically, taking it seriously. The way people take their jobs seriously. Yeah? So giving it that time and all that attention. Yeah? Now, in your, okay, I think you can, there's a way people normally speak. They tell someone, they tell people normally, grow up, yeah, get serious. But it doesn't work like that. Yeah? But, the Forex trading is there. Thankfully enough, we have peace in Uganda. I've understood that countries that have issues, they are locked out of the market. Yeah? They can't deposit. You can't even open an account when you're from certain countries because of civil issues. But no, we are lucky. Yeah? Our money is acceptable internationally. We can deposit. We can withdraw. We have access. Yeah? We are. It's some kind of luck. Yeah? So now that maybe I can call it some kind of infrastructure that is already there, some invisible infrastructure that is there, that is giving people this opportunity to just get into the market and trade. All you have to do is analyze and make the right decision. Now, what would you like to tell that person who is jobless? How can they take this seriously as a job? Like to put their mind in that position that, you know what, I'm going to start trading and I'm going to start making money out of this, and I have these plans and I want to achieve these plans. I'm going to set my goals, and this is how to do it. Yeah. Now, what advice would you give such a person in this country that is, somehow skeptical about these financial markets?
Thank you so much. Well, such a question is actually orientating about can I do Forex as a job?
Yes.
First, before I respond to your question, when we look forward in what apparently is happening, when you look at basically the major four or three richest guys in the world, you realize they are into financial markets.
Yes.
Okay. When you look at Elon Musk, is into stock markets. Yeah. Okay. When you look at Jeff Bezos, yes, Amazon is also what is pushing this guy is not the production. It's actually the stock, the IPO, okay? The stock, okay, that is pushing this guy, the shares he's owning, because it's actually turned into financial markets. Yes. So, and the rest of the other guys, the Mark Zuckerberg and forth, all these guys are into financial markets and technology. So first and foremost, you as you Ugandan that is seated without a job, you have to first believe in technology, because without technology during this era, you're not going to be anywhere. Okay. Secondly, Forex can be done as a business because of the benefits that is attached to it as a what? As a job. One, when you're to trade Forex, basically, you don't need quite a lot of money, just like any other person, okay? Okay, you can, just like any kind of job, the other jobs that we know. So with Forex, you can actually start with as low as $5, let me say, okay? And at least start with that. I'm not saying that you should start with $5, but you can actually access the market and start trading and gain out of the markets with basically small capital. Secondly, Forex removes the brings us to the level, okay, the same level as the rest of the other guys. The same way you see the markets is totally the same way someone in Massachusetts, someone in Minneapolis, someone in Belmont, someone everywhere all over the world, in France, okay? So it's actually bringing an equation like we're all equal. You have equal opportunities to make money within the Forex market. So someone who is far deep in the village has the same opportunity with someone in Minneapolis, with someone in Belmont, you know? Yeah. So that's the kind of business you're engaging in. Secondly, when you're to do Forex as a business, there is access to information, because the same information that you can access in your home village, okay, at your workplace, okay, can as well be accessed by someone in the US, in the UK. So there is free information that you need at least to start trading. So there is accessibility when you're trading. Yeah. There is also leverage. There is quite a lot of benefits that is attached onto Forex trading. Okay, so there is really quite a lot. Secondly, you can withdraw. You can withdraw direct even to your mobile money due to the advancement in technology. So you can trade, okay, without leaving your village. Okay, you buy the market. You have access to the international markets. Okay, you buy and sell with free internet bundles. Okay, you buy, sell the market and withdraw directly without even coming to the town. So that's the beauty with Forex. If you're to do it, if you're looking for a job, please look out for Forex trading.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you've said that. Yeah, I think the jobs we do here in Uganda, compared to the jobs being done, let's say, in New York, in Manhattan, I think now anyone has the opportunity to do a job at that same caliber, with those, with those people, which is quite, it's quite amazing, that we have the infrastructure right now to do that. Even if internet here might be a bit costly for some people, but if you spend, let's say, 200,000 on internet a month, and you're trading Forex, and you're getting some. You'll obviously get more money than that. Yeah. So it's it's quite something. And I was looking at it in terms of a job. A business. There's a business that people do themselves, or they normally employ people and keep them there to run it. There's a business is little participation with the entrepreneur, but a job is the employee, whoever is doing the job, is fully committed and spends most of their time doing that job. Yeah? So that's why I was looking at Forex trading as a form of employment for so many people, so that they will give that time and that concentration to that job as they will do any other job. Yeah? So by doing that, people can be employed in their homes, whether you're living with your parents or you're living alone or you're in a hostel. Wherever you are, you can be employed, and you can earn money. Now, you've mentioned about starting with small amounts of money. It's not something I would want to ignore. For the longest period of time, I have been telling people, put $10, put $5, because of the skeptics, because of the the fear that is out there. Losing $10 and losing $1,000. The impact psychologically is very different. If I lose 10, tomorrow I'll put another 10 and the other day. But if I lose 1,000 in this economy, to get another 1,000 to just put there, it's quite something different, especially for people of a certain mindset. Now, if someone is to deposit $10, how would you, okay, it's little money, and it will carry a very significant risk, obviously. Yeah? But it's what most people can afford. Yeah? They might have a lot of money in their pockets, but psychologically, they can afford to put $10. Yeah? They cannot afford to put $100. It will incapacitate them to trade even before they begin. Yeah? They will be thinking about, what if I lose this money? You know, $100 is about 350K here. I can buy this. I can paint my house. I can buy toys for my kids. You know, there's so many thoughts that come into their mind. But with small amounts of money, I think someone can ease into the market with these small amounts. Yeah? And one thing I've discovered is if you trade, let's say if you have an account of, let's say $10, and you push it to like $100, it feels different from when you just deposit $100. Yeah? When you get this money from this hard labor that we do here, yeah, and then you put it in there, and someone who has actually earned and made that money, the mindset is quite different. The way I will risk my 100, that is 90% profit, and the other one who has 0% profit with a block of $100, it's going to be quite challenging for that other person. So for the majority of the people who are just going to be starting out, to take it seriously, maybe over the course of the next 5 months, from your experience, how can someone manage a $10 account and come out victorious?
Well, $10, I'll say it's quite less money, yes. But looking at it in that perspective, I can say for you, because basically when we go into trading, there are certain things that we need to pay our attention to. First is risk. Risk is the stake per trade. Okay. Normally the books say you're supposed to risk between 1 to 3%. But then I think that principle will not work on $10. Because when you risk 1% of $10, that's approximating to $0.1. So, meaning that if you're to trade and you want to grow your $10 into a significant figure, you actually have to be risking at least like $1, okay? Risk $1, though it's not advisable, but you can risk $1. At the end of the day, or at the end of a specific period of time, you will see your account grown, okay, from $10 to a certain good figure.
Yes.
Yes. Though you should pay attention to the risk per trade with consistency.
Over the many years, those accounts, those big accounts, where you risk 1%, there used to be, there was a company where you'd copy trade. This company started coming up over the years. And you'd find people with big accounts. And so people would start copying these trades. But if you find someone has an account of about $300,000, and you have about $200, and copying a trade of that guy would be very risky. Yeah, because these guys, their trades were not very accurate. Yeah, the trade would take like 4 months in loss, and it would come out at the end of the 4 months with a profit. But within that period, people with smaller accounts would get wiped out. Yeah. So I was looking at it as accuracy in analysis. Obviously, for someone who has small money, the risk is higher. So in order to avoid taking losses, it is accuracy that is required in order to be successful. So doing very good technical analysis, number one. 2, avoiding these issues of trading news. When non-farm payrolls comes out, and we used to get excited those days. Yeah, you'd find this news with full buzz, and you'd know that there is money at 4 p.m. Yeah, but in your experience, how accurate have you been? And for someone to the fact that in a country like this, we're at a disadvantage. Yeah, the people who are going to trade are going to put small amounts of money. It's unavoidable. And many people have lost a lot of money by putting those small amounts. Yeah, but putting a big amount has a psychological impact that, it just makes it impossible for people to keep on putting that kind of money. Now, in your own experience, how would you mentor someone to have that accuracy? What if they are risking a significant amount of their money in the market? Instead of using the account as leverage, because they normally use the account to take the shock of a bad decision. If you made a bad decision, if you have $100, you put a trade of losses of about 0.05, and you make a bad trade, and it's going against you. So normally you use money to cushion that bad trade. You add in like another $300, so that if it goes to negative 100, maybe to reach negative 180 or negative 200, but it won't get to negative 400. So you use more money to leverage your account so that it acts as a shock absorber for that bad trade. Now, what if instead of putting money to absorb the shock, what if we just put knowledge and tactics, so that in case of instead of taking a big loss, we counter that with better analysis, so that instead of entering at a certain wrong time, you enter the precise moment. Yes, I think that they say it's an old saying from those days, that for those who have very big accounts and the ones who have small accounts, the one with a smaller account, you have to work 10 times harder than that guy to make the same amount as that guy. So we're looking at how can we work 10 times harder, because we're in that position where the whole lot, the whole country, people start joining in, they have to work 10 times as hard as a Wall Street guy, in order to reach that level someday.
Okay. Thank you so much for that question. Just like I said earlier, when we're in the market, we have control over the decisions we make. So it's upon you to buy or sell the market, but you have no control over the market reaction. Yeah. However, some traders say traders are never wrong. It's the market that is always wrong. I don't know, but that's what they say. Well, I tell this to traders, I always tell this to traders. We have no 100% market analysis. We have no 100% market analysis. If you've made your analysis, so perfectly, okay, with technical analysis, okay, let's say even you've also done the fundamentals, yes, but then there are these sudden occurrences that may occur. Let's assume if you're trading Euro USD and you've perfectly, okay, let's say you're trading, gold, okay, you're trading gold, and you've perfectly done your analysis, you've considered your technical analysis, and you've considered your fundamental analysis. But then, among the fundamentals, there are those that we have no control over, besides the economic factors. Like, say, the bombing, yeah, the speech, Let's say if you've done analysis on the Euro USD, and then the technicals are good and the fundamentals are good, but then there is an occurrence that happens in the US, okay, that you suddenly don't know it's all about. So we can't have 100% market analysis. The only solution for that is for you to have a consistency in staking. So if you're to stake 1% per trade, okay, and that trade that you're staking 1%, you're aiming for 2%. At the end of the day, I'll give an instance that if you're actually risking 1% in a trade, let's assume you have $100 and you're risking 1%, that is $1. And that $1 that you're risking, you're aiming for 2% or 3%. Let's say 2% for this time. When we're aiming for 2%, realize that when you're to do 100 trades, let's say you're doing 100 trades. When you're to do 100 trades and you lose 50 trades out of 100 trades. But remember, every time you lose what? $1. Every time you profit, you take what? $2. You realize that when you do 100 trades, okay, and you lose 50 and you win 50. So you don't need to be to have a win rate of 60% for you to win or have a positive edge over the market. Okay, so even when you lose 60% and you have 40%, you realize that you're losing $60, but that is 60% if you're doing 100 trades.
Yes.
So you lose $60, then you profit 40%. But remember, every time you profit $2. So you get the 40 times 20 times the 2, you will have 80%. So you realize that when you get the 80 minus the 60, still at the end of the day, you're having a profit. So the issue is not you being perfect at your market analysis, because there is a video released whereby I drew a curve showing that analysis carries 10%. Money management, you realize that that's money management that was making you money. And for you to be in position to apply the consistency, okay, of risking $1 to make $2, you're applying psychology.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you realize that you're having a profit. That's what we call having a positive statistical edge at the end of the day. So do not have 100% in your market. Never believe that you have 100% of your analysis. The issue is to be consistent, risk a certain percentage that is from 1 to 3%. At the end of the day, with discipline and consistency, you're going to have a positive statistical edge. That's the only advice I can give to traders.
Now that is very good. It's called risk and reward ratio. Yeah. Where if you lose even 70% of the trades and you win 30%, you're still in profit. Yeah. It's quite something. Yeah. Now, for the people who want to take it on, who want to do trading as sort of a side income, a side business, so some kind of secondary income.
Yes, please.
Now, for that, they will need one, money managers. They might not be Forex traders, but they're going to now go into money management for someone to manage their accounts or to put money into these. Okay, I think that's how people have been getting conned over the past few years. Bring $10,000, I'm going to give you $500 every week for the next 2 years, something like that. Yeah, so how should this be approached? Because at the end of the day, someone may not even have the ability to trade, but they might want to give you money or something to manage their account for them. Now that kind of scenario, it's quite challenging. Because I think for Forex traders, in your own experience, in my experience, I have met people who are overwhelmed by the power of Forex. That they see the possibilities that there's too much they can make. After putting an account of about $500, once it reaches like $1,200, now they start calling for people. Give me 5K. Give me 10K. I'm going to grow this money within a number of weeks. And things somehow things get overwhelming after some point. But for those who want to do it as a side income, how would you advise them to invest this money? They won't be traders, but investors. And what risks must they be aware of?
Well, first and foremost, I should make this clear on air. No one should promise you a percentage.
Yes.
Because they have no control over the market. Now, let's say if they promise you 20% monthly, and the first month they give you money, the second month they give you money, and the next month they make a loss. So where are they getting this money to pay you? So if someone comes and is like, I'll give you this percentage, please, I don't believe in that personally, because I have no control over the markets. Meaning I'll have other sources where I'll have to get money when I make a loss to give you the money.
Let me first cut you short. Sorry for cutting you short. But the banks give 10% every year. These other traders promise, I think, 10,000% every year, based on these statistics that they give people. So moving forward in this kind of business, should people, assuming if you're going to start taking people's money, should you promise them that 10% of the bank every year, meaning it's about 1% every month profit, which I think is reasonable, basing on the risk that is associated with a business. But what should people, because I understand that it's normally the client who pushes for these big amounts, and keeps on pouring in money and trying to create some kind of to boost some fire within the trader to start making more. But what is the appropriate percentage that people should? Okay, people can charge whatever they want, but what should someone expect reasonably?
I'll not give expectations. But then first, I'll have to first go back to the question you posed.
Yeah.
That if you're to have Forex as a secondary income, but then you're not a participant. First, what you're supposed to do, you have to be first, before you invest in Forex, you have to at least have basics. Have the basics about trading. Because if you don't have basics about trading, someone will come, ask you the money. Give me the money. At the end of the day, I'll give you such and such a percentage. But then, where you give out, where you know the basics of Forex trading, I believe with the basic knowledge, someone can't cheat you because information is everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay? We have Ugandan traders that you have people that know how to trade in Uganda. Consult these people. Have the basics about trading before you can invest into the Forex market. One, the Forex market is risky. And it being risky means that it has higher returns. So if you're to go for such higher returns, then you have to also be risky.
Yeah.
So when you have the basics, you come to me, you're like, Isma, I want you to trade for me. Secondly, I also need to bring this out clearly. Forex is not a scam. The scam comes in at that point when someone asks you the money and you give them the money. Why do you give them the money? Yet you can deposit the money yourself having the basics, okay? And you simply give him the logins and the credentials for your trading platform for them to manage your account. Because you will now apparently be in position to see how gradually your account is growing. This guy is trading for you, but has no access to your money. That's why we say if you're to have a secondary, if you're to have Forex as a secondary output or secondary business, you also have to have basics. So by you doing so, meaning that you can create your own account, deposit money, then simply give this guy to manage your account. Okay? It's helping you, but it's also helping the trader, because if you don't have the basics, here you will come and ask, what happened to my money? The fact is, I didn't steal your money. Okay? Nor did I take your money. But the money is in the market, because when we are trading, because the Forex market is carried out over the odyssey. Okay? When I'm buying, someone else is selling. We do not have a centralized system. It being decentralized doesn't mean it's disorganized. It's just not centralized. So when someone is buying, the other person is selling. So when I lose your money, it's not that it's me who is poor at trading. It's probably could be from the percentages you asked for that I can't raise.
The pressure.
The pressure.
So
Forex itself is not a scam. Also, the fact being that you have basics can help you to be in position to monitor how your money is being managed. So if someone has made profits, okay, then share those profits. So we don't have a specific percentage that we should have at the end of a specific period of time. So we shouldn't pose out any percentage. So if I'm managing your money, let's simply share the profits that I've made, because anything can happen. You can make a lot of money, but still you can lose. The only condition should be you have to also be serious about your investment. Tell these guys not to risk a lot, because by you risking a lot, okay, you're putting your capital in danger.
Yeah.
It's red, because in Forex we have red and blue. So ask for this guy for a genuine percentage to also protect your capital. Because when we are trading, I teach guys to trade to replicate the model of a daily or a normal business. Because in businesses we make losses and we make profits.
Okay, I think that time, we're running out of time. Yeah, but what closing remarks do you have for today?
Well, thank you for inviting me first at Smart 24. It's been a pleasure. Well, this is to the traders. Traders, please believe in your trading systems, because these systems will not work all the time. You get it? Just like in the day-to-day businesses, we have both good and bad days. So there is that period whereby you're going to experience a strip of losses, but then there is also that period where you're going to experience a strip of profits. Okay? But please stick to your strategies, don't be greedy, and also be consistent.
Yeah, so we've been, we've just had Isma in the studio. It's been a pleasure having the famous Mr. fxkampala himself. Yeah. We shall be having him back on the show so many times in the future, because there are so many things that we need to look at. Yeah, as an experienced trader like Mr. Isma Sewankambo will give us a lot of insight into the depths of trading, trading in the night, trading on these small charts, and try to be consistent in a small chart is quite something difficult. In a 5-minute chart, it's quite difficult. Yeah? So when we come back next time, we're going to go into, we're going to be looking at charts. We're going to be looking at charts, and we're going to do some very critical analysis for these Forex charts and commodities and indices, and see the differences in all these charts. Forex pairs don't run like commodities and precious metals. All these charts are different, even if they're all on the MetaTrader 4 platform, but they all have their differences. Some are backed by countries, others are backed by companies, others, we don't know what backs them. And now we have cryptocurrencies there, apparently backed by the blockchain system. So there are so many variables from where these charts actually come from, and where they come from is what predicts how we are going to trade them and analyze them fundamentally. So that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.